Hello, my name is Rowlands and I'm a nutritional balancing practitioner, and in this video I want to talk about depersonalization and derealization with respects to recreational drugs. Now, what's important to understand is that a lot of people get depersonalization and derealization from recreational drugs, and it could come from weed, it could come from MDMA, like the question I've got on my email, it could come from ecstasy. Now, all of these different recreational drugs are different compounds, so it's not specifically what's in the drugs that are causing the DPDR, it's what the drugs actually do to the body that causes the DPDR. And also it's important to note that a lot of people who have experienced DPDR from recreational drugs have usually done the same recreational drugs in the past and not experienced it. So there's another trend there that we need to figure out. Now, what I like to say to people is that the body is basically, if you think about a plank of wood between two rocks, the body is constantly dealing with stress. So you put bricks on top of the plank of wood and the body is constantly dealing with stress. And as we grow up, a lot of kids these days have been brought up on a terrible diet. Some of them are overachievers. Then people get into drink, drugs, cigarette smoking, overworking, even working too hard at university or college, and we're adding bricks onto this plank of wood. And the body's really good at handling stress. For example, the liver can be 2/3 not working, but the body is still functioning. Now, something is the straw that breaks the camel's back, and in this, people get DPDR from all sorts of different things, not just recreational drugs. However, recreational drugs are common because recreational drugs have such a hard impact on the body. Now, what's the straw that breaks the camel's back for these people? It's recreational drugs. It's just one last brick, boom, the plank of wood snaps and they experience DPDR, and they don't know how to get back from that because they don't know how to basically get the plank of wood back together. Now, what we found in our research, and it's as a practitioner, I've helped hundreds of people, we usually find that it's the liver that is a big contributor to the DPDR. Now, it's something triggers the liver to go from sort of a normal state to a survival state, and when that happens, it's basically it's systematic. So usually what happens is the liver gets too toxic because of the recreational drugs, the weed or whatever, and what you will find is the adrenal glands become weak, the thyroid gland becomes weak, the detox pathways in the body shut down because the body is trying to survive now. And we can see it on a hair mineral analysis test. Basically what happens when the human body gets stressed is their metabolism tends to rise a little bit. So they go into something called a fast oxidation, which is before the plank of wood snaps. And then when the plank of wood snaps, the body will usually switch from fast oxidation to a slow oxidation. Their detox pathways will shut down because that's not a survival mechanism. The adrenal glands become really weak and burnt out. Toxins rise in the body. The adrenal glands stop speaking to the liver properly and the thyroid gland properly, and the APA axis, all sorts of different things in the body end up getting messed up. So a lot of people end up getting what we call derealization or depersonalization. Although it sort of starts from the liver, really what happens is things like copper toxicity increases in the body, aluminium toxicity increases, cadmium toxicity, which is a big one for people that get DPDR by smoking weed, and it basically detaches a person from reality. What's interesting about copper toxicity is that when the body goes into basically a survival mode, the adrenal glands become really weak and they stop releasing signals to the liver to make something called ceruloplasmin, which basically binds to copper. And ceruloplasmin is really important in the body because it allows copper to be properly utilized around the body. So when the liver is not creating ceruloplasmin, basically copper will rise in the body, and copper causes a slight detachment from reality, which is basically derealization and depersonalization. One of the reasons why copper does this is actually a survival mechanism by the body, in order to detach a person from reality, which hopefully causes them to sort of slow down and become more inward and heal themselves. So the body, in one respect, is trying to heal itself. The problem is a lot of people don't understand this is happening, and unfortunately they will do things that make the copper toxicity worse. Things like heavy exercise, which is basically making the adrenal glands even more tired and fatigued. They will keep doing recreational drugs because maybe they'll feel a little bit of relief, because as the recreational drugs are ingested, the adrenal gland squeezes out some resources, which temporarily makes the brain fog or the derealization lift, etc., etc. So in order to heal this, what we do is the full nutritional balancing program. Really, it's about renourishing the body properly. It's about detoxifying the body properly, and especially detoxifying the liver, which is a very specific way. A lot of detoxification techniques unfortunately don't work too well. It's about changing lifestyle, and resting more, healing, rejuvenating, and many other things like body work and things like mental exercises, etc., etc. So what we're wanting to do is to basically heal the body as a whole holistic system. The way that DP and DR is going to diminish is by balancing out the copper, which is all about detoxifying the liver and regenerating the adrenal glands. So you need a holistic approach really to overcome this. I think that's why a lot of people do not overcome depersonalization, derealization, because it's quite a challenging thing to overcome, because there's so many factors involved. Now what we will do is we'll do a full hair mineral analysis, which measures minerals in the body and toxic metals. From that we can get a good understanding of how burnt out the adrenal glands are. We can see what toxic metals are high. We can see personality traits. We can see blood sugar regulation problems. We can see a plethora of different things. From that hair analysis test, we can then create a healing program that is designed to heal the body as a whole, and the byproduct of that is the derealization and the depersonalization will tend to diminish and eventually will go completely. So if that's something you're interested in, then just give me a shout. My email is lewis@deephealingspace.com. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer on YouTube, then please send me an email to the same address, lewis@deephealingspace.com. Thanks for watching, guys. If this was interesting, please share it with your friends. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I have plenty more videos on our channel on derealization and depersonalization. The best thing to do is to go to our channel and use the search bar in the channel homepage. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.